Today we have Mengxin here to share with us about her immigration. So I would like to ask Meng how your immigration journey has been.
So I was born in Shanghai, and then I lived in Ottawa in 2002, about half a year. And then I went back to Shanghai, and then eventually our whole family, me and my parents, we moved to Vancouver in 2004. And then we stayed here for my elementary school years, and then we moved back to Shanghai.
So you were pretty young when you immigrated to Canada.
Yes.
How that has been, how your parents were feeling, how you were feeling at that time?
It was definitely a little bit scary at first because my parents were both born in Shanghai and lived there for their whole life. So it was leaving a place that they were really familiar with to come to a place where we didn't really know the language, we didn't really know the culture. It was a completely different place to be. So it was definitely really hard to get out of our comfort zone. But it was really nice because there's a really good community here that we're able to be a part of, and that made the immigration journey a little bit.
Oh, so you said that you found a great community here. And can you share with us what kind of community resource that were helpful during this?
When we moved here, we lived across the street from the community center. So there were lots of great classes that my parents could take and I could take. And there was a huge playground. So I would go there all the time, and then eventually I would meet all the neighborhood kids. We would become friends, and then some of them ended up being my parents' friends.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yes, I had really great neighbors, so it was really nice that we were able. A lot of them were actually also immigrants, or new immigrants, so it was really easy because we had the similar experiences. We're going through a similar situation, so it was you naturally gravitate towards them, and it feels really nice to make friends who understand what you're going through.
So it seems that if you meet a group of people that have the same experience during immigration, will make it easier for you. And I was just wondering, so throughout this whole process, how do you think like your mental health or your parents' mental health was a little bit affected, whether in a positive way or in a challenging way?
I think it definitely is hard for your mental health when you go out there to somewhere new that you're not familiar with, and then you're leaving behind all your friends and family in a tree. It was, I would say there were times where it was a little bit hard, but I'm really thankful for my parents because we always had each other in the family. And for me, it was probably a little bit easier because I was so young and it was really easy to make friends as a kid, but it was definitely a little bit harder for my parents in their mid-30s to be making new friends at that age. But what was really helpful was my mom actually ended up going to a language school. I think that was government funded. So at the language school, she was able to learn more of a conversational English, and she made 2 friends there. I think that she still, maybe 3. She had a few friends there that who were also new immigrants, and they were all learning the language at the same time. So they still keep in touch now. So yeah, it's really nice for my mom to be able to find friends.
So if people happen to like find community resource and also people with the same background, then it will be easier on the mental health and also the whole immigration journey. How would you think like that played a role in your journey and your family's journey?
I think it definitely helped a lot with our mental health because it's just finding that community and finding that person who understands what you're going through. That someone else might not understand. So even just being able to be a part of a community and having someone that relates to you, someone that's you're not you're not doing this alone. There are many of us doing the same thing. I think that really reassures them that, it might be a little hard at times, but they'll get through, so will their friends and the community that we were a part of.
So feeling if you're a part of a group that has similar experiences, that would help, and also the community resource available also helped. And also I really like the fact that you mentioned that your parents were also a big support for you. So a harmonious family relationship that also helped during these kind of transitions.
Yeah, and I think we were definitely lucky because we moved to Vancouver, which has such a welcoming community. And it's so great because there are lots of Chinese businesses, a lot of immigrants from China that made it easier for us to adapt to our life here. And a lot of times going to those Chinese businesses does bring a sense of being at home, being familiar with everything. TNT played a huge role.
There's one across the street. Oh, that's great. So if during the immigration journey, people will find some elements in community that it's culturally related to their hometown, that also very helpful. So
sometimes, if you're feeling a little sad or you miss home, even seeing a sign in Chinese, that made it feel a lot better for us to be less homesick.
How about when you see a Shanghainese restaurant in Richmond?
Yes, we really like going to Shanghainese restaurants because we would go there and then you could order in Shanghainese, which is the dialect that we speak in Shanghai. And you really feel like you're just at a restaurant in Shanghai ordering like usual, but you're all the way in Vancouver. So it's really nice to be able to communicate in the dialect as well. Even some of the food they serve, it tastes just like what you would get back in Shanghai. So it was really nice.
That's really nice. So overall, how would you conclude, how was your immigration journey has been? Anything that you would like to say to yourself or your parents?
Well, I'm definitely very thankful that we did this as a family. We always had each other to lean on. And I know an immigration journey is different for everyone, but I know it's hard for everyone. And there are times where you would kind of think, why am I doing this? This is really hard and it's not something I'm familiar with. It's a huge change. But I think if you keep pressing on, you do eventually start to build a community with others here. It's very rewarding once you get to a place where you're like, oh, I guess this is my home here. And it's everyone that you meet along in the journey, people who are still with you, who were a part of your journey. That's really, I think, the best part of it.
So people that you would encounter throughout the journey sometimes play a very essential role and might be a very positive element to get you through loneliness or challenges. It's great to know. Thank you so much for sharing today, Mengxin. Great. It's good to know that although it first could be challenging, but if you will build your own group of friends and community in the new country.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Daisy.